It was a Thursday evening. The city buzzed like usual. Phones ringing, horns honking, people rushing. Inside a quiet apartment, Mia was cooking dinner when her husband, Daniel, called out from the bedroom. "Babe, quick question," he said. "You know how I've been trying to get closer to my regional manager?" She looked up from the pan. "Yeah, the one who's been evaluating you for that promotion?" He nodded. "Well, he just invited me to a business trip. 3 days. It's kind of spontaneous, but it could really help my career." She smiled. "That's great, honey. Where to?" "Vancouver," he replied quickly. "It's more like a networking retreat. Meetings in the day, team dinners at night. Kind of a work hard, play hard thing." "Sounds fancy," she said, turning back to the stove. "When are you leaving?" "Tomorrow morning, early. I'll just crash at the hotel tonight with the team." Saves time. Mia froze for half a second. That detail didn't sit right. Daniel had never once mentioned a trip to Vancouver before, and he didn't usually get invited to last-minute events. But she brushed it off. She wanted to trust him. After all, they'd been married for 6 years. He'd always been ambitious, a bit self-centered maybe, but he loved her. At least she thought he did. That night, Daniel packed his bag. A laptop, a few shirts, his cologne, and his new blue blazer, the one Mia bought him for their anniversary. She noticed he packed 2 phone chargers. Odd, he only had 1 phone. "You're packing a lot for 3 days," she said lightly. "Yeah, just being prepared," he said, smiling a little too fast. She smiled back, but her stomach tightened. Something didn't fit. Still, she kissed him goodbye that night as he left for the hotel. "Have a good trip," she whispered. He hugged her tight. "Love you." "Love you too," she said softly. But part of her voice felt hollow. The next morning, Mia woke up early and made herself coffee. The silence in the apartment felt heavier than usual. She opened her phone and scrolled through social media absent-mindedly. Then she noticed something strange. Daniel's smartwatch, the one he wore every day, was charging on the counter. He must have forgotten it. She picked it up. The screen lit up, showing the time, and beneath it, a notification popped up. "Uber ride completed. Thursday, 10:37 p.m. Destination, Harbor Suites." Mia frowned. Harbor Suites wasn't a business hotel. It was a seaside resort known for couple getaways. Her chest tightened. Her mind started racing. Maybe the team booked that hotel, maybe it was cheaper. She tapped on the watch again. Another notification popped up. Message from Clara. The preview read, "Can't wait to finally have you all to myself." Mia's heart dropped. She set the watch down slowly. Her hands were shaking. For the rest of the day, Mia didn't cry. She didn't shout. She didn't text him. She went to work. She smiled at her colleagues. She laughed when someone told a joke. But inside, something had died quietly. That evening, she decided to do something different. Something Daniel wouldn't expect. She called her friend, Lucy. "Hey, do you still have that extra key to your brother's Airbnb downtown?" Lucy hesitated. "Yeah, why?" "I just need it for a few hours." "Don't ask too many questions," Lucy agreed. She trusted her. That night, Mia drove to Harbor Suites. Her chest felt like it was on fire. She parked 2 blocks away, walked in the cold, and stopped outside the glass lobby. There he was, Daniel, laughing, drink in hand, and next to him, Clara. The same Clara who worked in his department. The one he'd mentioned once, saying she was just an intern. Mia didn't go in. She didn't need to. She took a picture, then quietly walked away. 3 days later, Daniel returned home looking relaxed. He smelled of hotel soap and aftershave. His skin was tan from the trip he didn't take. "Hey, babe," he said, walking in with a grin. "Trip went amazing. You won't believe how productive it was." "Really?" she asked, her voice calm. "Did you close any deals?" "Oh yeah, tons. My boss said he's impressed." She smiled faintly. "Good. I'm proud of you." He kissed her cheek. "Thanks, honey. You're the best. By the way, did I leave my smartwatch here? I thought I packed it." Mia looked at him, then reached for the counter. She held the watch up. "You mean this one?" He laughed nervously. "Yeah, that's the one. Guess I forgot it." She looked him in the eye. "Seems like you forgot more than that." He froze. "What do you mean?" She unlocked the watch and opened the last photo she took. It showed him, glass in hand, laughing with Clara under the hotel lights. Daniel's face went pale. "Mia, I can explain." She cut him off. "No, you can't. Because if you could, you wouldn't have lied." She placed the watch on the table. "I packed your bag. I believed you. You didn't just lie about a trip. You lied about us." That night, Daniel slept on the couch. The silence in the apartment was unbearable. He tried to talk the next morning. "Mia, it didn't mean anything. It was just one mistake." She stared at him coldly. "Mistakes happen once. Choices happen over and over. You made a choice." He opened his mouth, but no words came out. She picked up her keys. "You taught me something, Daniel." He looked up. "What's that?" She sighed. "That love without honesty isn't love. It's performance," and she walked out. 6 months passed. Mia had moved out. Daniel tried calling, texting, even sending flowers. She never replied. One day he got a letter. It was from her. Inside, one line. "I hope you find what you were chasing. Because I found peace by letting go." He sat there for hours staring at those words. People think lies protect them. They think hiding the truth buys them time. But every lie is a loan, and the interest always comes due. Daniel thought he was saving his marriage by keeping secrets. In the end, he lost the one person who trusted him completely. And Mia? She learned something powerful. Sometimes losing someone is how you find yourself again. If you love someone, don't lie to them. If you want freedom, don't cheat to get it. Because trust is like glass. Once it's cracked, it never looks the same again. And if you've ever been betrayed, remember this: you didn't lose. You learned. The truth always comes home, even when the liar does too. Integrity costs nothing, but once you lose it, everything else becomes expensive.